Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Cynthia, and I just like to talk about the different trials that I've been through, how God got me through and just different situations that have happened in my life that I'm sure that some of you guys can relate to. So today I wanted to talk about worthiness and just feeling worthy and valued as a person. Not comparing ourselves to those around us or what we see on social media. And I feel like in this time of day, social media has a huge impact on our lives, and whether we like to admit it or not, me as well, looking through people's Instagrams or looking on social media and seeing how happy people are on there, or seeing what this person has, or just comparing yourself to that person, whether it's the way they look, the relationship, what they have materialistically. Just know that social media is a lie. We put on there what we want others to see. We don't put the bad stuff of our lives. We don't put the bad situations in our relationships. We only put the happy pictures on there. We don't put the fact that we couldn't pay our rent, or we're struggling to pay bills on social media. We put that we have this big house and we have a brand new name brand purse or name brand shoes, or so materialistics shouldn't make you feel worthy. You shouldn't need to have a name brand bag or shoes or clothing to make you feel worthy. You shouldn't look up to that person on social media and seeing what they have and then say, hey, I want that too, because it's gonna make me feel a type of way or make me feel more than I am right now. You shouldn't need a materialistic thing to make you feel more than you are, because God has already called you worthy. You are the apple of God's eye. God created you in His image. And I know at times, sometimes, like, we may feel like, even in our walk or just going through life, there may be things that we've done in our past, or we may have done people wrong in the past, and then we look to God and we think, like, how can He love us? How can He still love me? Because I know what I've done. I know who I am. But God loves you no matter what. He's called you worthy. He still has a plan for you. And everything that you've done in your past, He does not see that. He does not see you for your past mistakes. He does not see you for the past things that you've done. He sees you for more than you can even see in yourself. And I know, because like, I've been there. There's been a time where I know I spoke about it in my last video of me feeling unworthy, and I felt like at my lowest place. I was just a mess. I felt angry, I felt unworthy, I felt broken, I felt like I had no meaning in life. I just felt like I messed up so much. I didn't think God could ever use me anymore because of who I was, or who I felt like I was. But you know what, like, you aren't who you think you are. You aren't who these people in the world says that you are. You are who God says you are. And you are called worthy. You are called to be something for God and His kingdom, and He's gonna use you. He's gonna use all your past mistakes for His glory. I know I've been to a place where, even in my walk, where I felt like I was strong enough to overcome trials that come my way. But don't ever think that you don't need God, because in that moment where you feel like you can do things by yourself, that's where the enemy's gonna come in and lie to you. And then temptation begins to come your way. You start to fall back little by little, and you begin to get distracted by the things of the world. You begin to get distracted by materialistic things. or you're just so focused on the guy or the girl getting their attention, or you're so focused on them for their acceptance and for them to make you feel worthy. You begin to forget of your worthiness because you're so focused on what other people had or have. You're so focused on getting money, and you're so focused on, oh, how am I gonna pay my rent, how am I gonna put food on the table, how am I gonna do this, how am I gonna do that. But God has called you worthy. He's not just gonna let you fall. He's your provider, he's your strength. He's gonna open doors that you've dreamt of being open, but because you've been trying to do it on your own for so long, that door is still closed. And God just wants you to allow him to be your strength. He wants you to allow him to be the provider that he can be for you, and stop depending on yourself to do these things, and stop depending on the world to make you feel worthy. And I've been to that place where I backslid when I was pregnant with my last son, and when I became pregnant, I felt so ugly. I felt so unworthy of God's love anymore. I remember I was in the church parking lot one day. I was pregnant. I was just, fighting with myself. And I was in the parking lot with my son in the back. And I was pregnant with my younger son. And I remember I was just in the parking lot. I turned my car off before service had started. And I was just like, why am I even here? Say hi. And the enemy just started lying to me, like, God's not gonna take you back. Look at everything that you've done. Look at how many times you've turned your back on him. You said you were gonna do better, and look, you messed up again. And I began to feed into those lies at that moment. And I just felt like, yeah, you're right. Like, why am I even here? Like, why am I even, like, God, like, I'm just so tired. Like, I keep saying I'm sorry. I keep saying I'm sorry. But I keep on doing the same things. Like, I keep on hurting you. And I remember just sitting there saying, to God, like, I don't want to hurt you anymore. Like, I'm just done. And then, like, I'm going to do this for my son. If I couldn't get it right, I'm hoping that my son will. And he can serve God and do it the right way and not be like me, like a mess up. So I remember going into church feeling so defeated. I felt so ugly. I felt like I just felt like disgusting. Like, I felt so ugly. I felt like everybody was just looking at me like in a disgrace. Like, I don't know how else to put it. I just felt so unworthy of God's love anymore because of how many times I've messed up. And I remember that day I used to sit right behind my pastor, and my brother preached that day. I feel like it's just crazy the way like God speaks to you, in those moments where you need him most, because I know like before that day, like I just kept feeling an emptiness, and it was my fault because I wasn't reading my word. I wasn't praying because I just felt like, what's the point? God's gonna meet you in that place where you feel the most defeated. And so when my brother started preaching, he began to preach of I believe it was of unworthiness. I don't believe that was a topic, but that was one of the things that he spoke about. He said, don't let the enemy tell you that you're not good enough. Don't let the enemy tell you that you can't do this. And that's where I was at. I felt like I wasn't good enough for God, and that's exactly what he was preaching about. And I know it was God speaking through him to me, because I know, like, at that time, like, I felt so like defeated. Like, I just felt like that was it. Like, I wasn't good enough for what God had for me. Like, that was the end of my walk. Like, I wasn't gonna do it for me anymore, because I felt like the plans that he had for me were just gone. I was doing it for my son, you know, and my kids. But, you know, I thank God for his mercy and his grace, because at that moment I knew that God was just like, no, like, you're my daughter. Like, I'm not just gonna let you fall. Get back up and start again, you know? And I had the biggest lump in my throat. I was trying so hard not to cry, because like I said, I was sitting behind my pastor and I was just like, oh my gosh, he didn't know I was pregnant yet. So I was like, oh my God, he's gonna know like I'm a sinner. Like, he's gonna know like I'm going through something right now. Obviously, like, eventually, like, I did tell him, but at that time I was just dealing with all of this on my own. I didn't want nobody to know. I was battling it on my own. And I remember my son was sitting right next to me, and tears were just coming down my face, and like the lump in my throat, I was trying to hold back, but I couldn't. My son looked at me, he's like, Mom, why are you crying? And I was just like, oh my God, I was like, shut up. But you know, like, God was just dealing with me in that moment. And like I said, like, God's not done with you yet. You know, don't allow the enemy to tell you that you're unworthy or you're not good enough for God and the plan that he has for you. Because you know what? God calls the unqualified to be qualified. You know, whatever fear that you have, God is going to give you the tools that you need to do the calling that he has placed upon your life. And you know, don't allow social media to make you feel less than, because like I said, like, you're the apple of God's eye. You know, God, if you could only see yourself through God's eyes, you would be like in amazement. You know, we are made in God's image. You know, we were created in God's image. And you know, don't take that lightly. Don't feel the need that you need the next best thing, you know, the next name brand purse, name brand shoes, you know, the next high-tech phone, you know, to feel a type of way or to make you feel worthy, because you are already called worthy. You shouldn't need materialistic things to make you feel worthy. Like, are rich in the Lord, you know, we have God's joy in our hearts. You know, those things are only temporary, but you know, our final destination is eternal, and you know, that's in heaven. You know, that's our eternal destination. This life that we have here is only temporary. We're not gonna be able to take the things that we have here. We're not gonna be able to take our houses. We're not gonna be able to take our cars, our purses, our shoes, our clothes. You know, we're not gonna be able to take none of that with us when we leave. So, you know, just know that, you know, one thing we are gonna take with us, you know, is our souls, you know, and hopefully, you know, our families. You know, I can't stress how important it is, you know, to not only pray for your family, your unsafe family, you know, for those people that God has placed in your life. And you know, if you feel like you're not qualified, or you feel like you're not good enough, or I don't know how to talk to people, you know, ask God to give you the words to speak to them. You know, ask God to give you the wisdom and the guidance, and he will. You know, ask God to give you a boldness, to give you the courage to reach out to your family, you know, and for them to open up their hearts and not get offended, but to see that you're coming at a place of love. And you know, that's where we need to come from, is a place of love, but also a place of truth and correction. And you know, just stand firm in your walk. You know, don't compromise God's word for anybody or anyone, and for materialistic things of this world, or for a job that is a good paying job but is taking you away from the things of God. You know, don't allow that stuff to consume you, or like I said, take away from the things of God. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Like I said, don't think that you need certain materialistic things to make you feel worthy. Don't think that you need to be like a certain person, or you need to speak like a certain person for God to use you. And don't think that you need a certain amount of followers or likes on Twitter or Instagram or Snapchat for you to know your worth, you know? But like I said, that's all I have for you guys. Just know that you guys are worthy and you guys are called. You know, God's gonna use you. I love you guys, and stay blessed. Deuces.